Hey everybody, welcome back into K17 Reactions. Thank you for stopping by. Today I'm going to go back with the magic route. I know I've done a couple of these videos in the last couple of weeks, but they've had a decent following, and I love magic. And I've seen tons and tons of magicians and everything, and I posted Danny Day Ortiz and also Mark Kobe. If you haven't seen them, click on my picture and you can go over to my page and find all of those there. But today, this is one I want to play for you. I've watched, again, magic for a long time, and I'm one of those people that try to figure out how they're doing it. And a lot of them, or at least some of them, I can kind of get a good idea of how they're doing a particular trick, which is just all the more mind-boggling when you think about it, because they practice these things continuously. And I've heard some magicians talk about routines they've done and they've came up with, and they've practiced 2 years, 5 years, 10 years or more perfecting just that particular trick. So, I have a lot of respect for them in that manner. So today, what I want to do, this is a particular card trick that I have no idea how he's doing what he's doing. I want to share this with you. Maybe you can figure it out and tell me. But the magician's name is Shawn Farquhar. And Shawn is going to be on Fool Us, which are the last two magicians that I've done. We're on the Penn and Teller Fool Us show, and that's what this is. And this goes all the way back to the first season of Penn and Teller Fool Us, which was about, I want to say 11 or 12 years ago, somewhere around there. This is the first season in which they shot in England, and since then they moved it over to Las Vegas and have been doing it there ever since. But anyway, Shawn Farquhar, one of my favorite magicians. This particular trick still blows my mind. I don't care how many times I've watched it. And again, I just like to share it with you because there's not a lot of magic reactions out there, and these guys are just incredible. So I like to share it with you. So when before I hit play on this thing, I can't even talk. Right now it's about midnight, and I've taken my nighttime meds, and I'm halfway between loopy and asleep and awake. So if you just bear with me. But if you like what I'm doing here on the channel, especially if you like these magician videos, let me know down in the comments. Also hit that like button, subscribe, share, hit the post notification bell, all the stuff that you've heard 1,000 times or more on these videos and reactors ask you for. Also, I have a Patreon now. Right now I'm Patreon. I've only got a few things on there at the moment, but 3 of the things I have over there are things that YouTube blocked. So if you want to get a chance to see some things that I couldn't get past them on here to be able to post, you can go on over to my Patreon. That'll show up above me to my right. Also, it'll be in the description. So that's enough blabbering and everything. We're going to get on to the magician Shawn Farquhar and a card trick that'll just kind of blow your mind. He was back in this day, he was the 2-time reigning card magic champion. So he is very, very good. So let's listen to it and watch it. And here we go.
Shawn Farquhar. Can you please welcome the reigning world champion of card magic, Mr. Shawn Farquhar.
Thank you so much for that warm welcome. It's a real pleasure to come across the pond to share with you one of my magic tricks. I'm going to do a card trick, but it's a special one, and it's going to use a brand new deck of cards. Penn, would you mind helping me?
I'll try.
Ladies and gentlemen, Penn, please come and join me. Thank you, sir. I would have picked Teller, but I think the conversation might have been very one-sided. I have a brand new deck of cards, hermetically sealed. Inside of this deck of cards is the little paper seal. It says United States Playing Card Company.
Sure does.
It confirms that it's a brand new deck of cards.
And not Canadian.
That's true. Look, not much is. Look, I'm gonna pop it open. Inside a brand new deck of cards, never touched by human hands. Would you cup your hands together like that for me? I'm gonna drop the cards on your hand. Now, I know you know cards, but they don't. I just want to point out that if you look at the brand new deck, there are 2 premium cards here.
Right.
These, they're advertised things. The other end of the deck has 2 jokers. One is like the traditional one, and the other is like a guaranteed joker. We're not going to use those, but we're going to keep the 1 joker in.
Okay.
Can you kind of fan them out so the audience can see what new deck order looks like? You can see it runs ace through king. See the 2 kings in the middle, folks? These are what we call the kissing kings. I call them the broke-back kings. So, do me a favor and shuffle up the cards. When you feel they're completely shuffled, let me know.
I believe Percy Diaconis said you have to do 12 shuffles. Did he say?
Absolutely.
But I'll just do 4 or 5. I believe that's okay. We'll give them a cut, and we'll let you
Perfect.
see the bottom.
Would you do me a favor? Touch a card on the back. Just kind of
Okay.
plunk your finger. Take a look at it. It's
see.
all right if I see it. I've seen this trick before.
Okay.
What card did you get? No, it's one of my favorites.
I got the 7 of diamonds.
Seriously?
Yes,
You
I
could
did.
not have picked a more perfect card. Write your name right on the face of the card.
I will.
Perfect. Once the card's been signed, we'll recap.
Okay.
That's the pen.
Oh, I
Yeah, it's the joke. If I do it, just explaining to everybody else. Would you hold your hand just flat like
I
that?
certainly will.
I'll place the cards here. Place your other hand on top, trapping the cards in between.
I will, Ben.
Fully and effectively, and I'll remove 1 card.
Okay.
If I removed your card, would that be impressive?
That would be very impressive.
No, it wouldn't. I got a joker. It's okay.
Okay,
It's okay.
okay.
How about this? I can do better than that.
Okay.
If I could reach in between your hands and straighten 1 card up, so it's the opposite direction, and it was your card, the 7 of diamonds, would that be?
That'd be pretty good.
Okay, I can do better. How about this? Would I fool you if I were to put those cards back in new deck order and put the 1 card reversed?
Yeah, that'd be pretty good.
Okay,
I'm not going to say you're going to fool me. I won't say that yet.
Good,
but
good,
okay.
good. How about if I took the cards and put them in new deck order, reversed the 1 card, put them in the cardboard box, put the paper seal, and wrapped them up in the plastic?
Oh, that would be a fine trick.
I just did it. Take a look. It's a brand new deck of cards. Because you're the closest, I want you to see. Is there a cut or slit in the top of the box?
There is not.
Cut or slit in the bottom of the box?
Yeah. Not that I can see.
How about the side?
Not that I can see.
The other side?
Not that I can see.
Top or back?
Nope.
It's a brand new deck of cards.
I believe so.
I'm gonna pop this open. Inside, there is a paper seal. It says United States Playing Card Company.
Not Canadian.
Deja vu. Deja vu. Deja vu. Sometimes it takes 4. Look, I'm gonna pop open the paper seal. Inside, a brand new deck of cards, never touched by human hands. Okay, yeah, that's perfect.
I remember
You've
it
seen
from
this
last
card.
time. Yeah.
I want to point something out. If you look at the deck, there isn't a premium card on the end. Do you know why?
Why is that?
They're in my pocket, remember? Mm-hmm. Get them out. There's a lot of them. There's the jokers and the premium card. All of them are in here. That means that this should be a new deck order deck. Take a look and see if they run ace through king. Oh, maybe you could turn this way so the camera can see.
Someone who was a professional in show business would have done that automatically.
Now, when you get to the diamonds, do you notice 1 card is
I do.
reversed?
Between the 8 and the 6 of diamonds
Would be where the 7 should
exactly
be.
where my selected card should be.
And would you like me to remove it to make it easier for you? I'll just kind of pull it like that lightly
sure.
and turn it around like that so you can see it really does. Thank you so much.
Okay. I'm going to ask you what y'all think. Of course, if you put it down in the comments, I'll know what you think. But, you know, I know one thing that he did, but I actually had help by knowing that now. I didn't know at the time. But still, regardless, to me that was almost fairly a flawless trick. You know, just how many things have to go perfect for that trick to work. I just, you know, it just blows my mind. But I hope you like the trick. But the big thing on this show is whether or not the magician is able to fool Penn and Teller. Penn and Teller try to figure out how it's done too. And if they can't, you know, the magician wins. If not, he loses. So, and by the way, this first season they didn't do it, but now they do, where they actually, if they fool the if the magician fools Penn and Teller, then they get a trophy, and they also get to perform on Penn and Teller's live show in Las Vegas. So there is some incentive to win, because Shawn Farquhar is already a world famous champion, card champion. But some of the ones that come on here, it's their it's kind of their big thing. They're taking their big step. A lot of them I hear who have been on this show is actually what launched their careers. And Penn and Teller has been a duo for about 50 years. So anyway, enough of that, enough of the boring information. Let's get back and let's see what Penn and Teller has to say.
That was incredible.
Thanks, Tony.
Okay, so I know you're not going to tell us how you did it, but that was unique. Does
It's a
anyone
trick.
else do that?
It's my job.
But then does anyone else? I know you can't share. But does anyone else do that particular technique?
No, there was not the similar technique. The same effect was a gentleman by the name of George Schindler many years ago, now the Dean of American Magicians. He inspired me, but I came up with a completely different method.
And that will be the key, I guess, this evening to fool those guys. If it's a new
Sure.
method and they haven't seen it before and they can't put their finger on it, we'll get away with it. And by we, I mean you, of course, although I'd like some of the reflected glory.
That's awesome. I'll share.
And is that one of the most technically difficult ones in your routine to do?
It is, in fact, not the most technically difficult, but it's probably the most fun to present because most of it takes place in the spectator's hands. And
Yeah.
I think magic that takes place in somebody else's hands is so much more powerful
That's
than magic that takes place in our own.
That's what I tell my wife all the time.
That's right.
I'm learning some tricks at home. That's all it is. I think we have given you enough time. Penn,
This is a really, really tough call for us. I think anybody has to know that at some point you had to do a deck switch. Unfortunately, there was a moment when we both saw it, when you were pulling the pen out.
Yes.
And we had all these discussions and meetings about this, which we've talked for hours with the producers about what would constitute fooling us. We said over and over again, if we actually saw a move, it would negate the whole thing. But all that having been said, and the feeling that we saw a move that we should not have seen, we have no idea how you got the goddamn call. And fair, I think right out of the deck,
that's incredible.
I should say
Take it out on me.
that you absolutely did, on the most important part of the trick, I think you did fool us.
Speaking as someone who just
God
loves to
damn
fool
it!
magic done.
I have no idea how we got this. Son of a gun!
Can I ask you to make us one promise?
What's that?
Never tell them.
I will.
Never tell them. Shawn Farquhar, ladies and gentlemen.
Shawn Farquhar.
Whoops. Let that go just a hair. There were the next video coming up was actually the second time he went on there, and he wound up fooling him then as well. But that card trick right there has always kind of just blown my mind. Yeah, kind of like Penn. If Penn and Teller can't figure it out, who am I to figure it out? But I love that trick. One of my favorites. I wanted to share it with you guys. Any of you that just like to be, amazed, that just likes to be able to watch something and just really, having no idea of how something like that could be done. It thrills me to watch stuff like this. So hopefully you enjoyed it. Like I said earlier, if you did, hit that like button, subscribe, hit the bell, and also go over to my Patreon. And yeah, let me just say in closing that mental health, if you're struggling with it, if you are having issues, if you think that you are just a lost cause, I say that because I still deal with that issue, but just know that there are people out there that you are worth it. You are worth those people's help. Don't bottle everything up inside, because all that does is just festers like an infection. Find people out there, whoever they may wind up being, and get help, because it's out there. So saying all that, let me just say, until next time.